Enki 2. Vid 2, that is. The first tablet. The words of Lord Enki, firstborn son of Anu, who reigns on Nibiru. With heavy spirit I utter laments that are bitter fill my heart. How smitten is the land, its people delivered to the evil wind, its stables abandoned, its sheepfolds emptied. How smitten are the cities, their people piled up as dead corpses afflicted by the evil wind. How smitten are the fields, their vegetation withered, touched by the evil wind. How smitten are the rivers, nothing swims anymore, pure sprinkling waters turned into poison. Off its black-headed people, Sumer is empty, gone is all fire. Of its black-headed people, Sumer is empty, gone is all life. Of its cattle and sheep, Sumer is empty, silent is the hum of churned milk. In its glorious cities only the winds howl, death is the only smell. The temples whose heads to heaven are rose by the gods have been abandoned. O lords of lords and kinships, command there is none, scepter and tiara are gone. On the banks of the two great rivers once lush, and life-giving only weeds grow. Now one treads the highways, no one seeks out the roads. Flourishing Sumer is like an abandoned desert. How smitten is the land, home of gods and men. On that land a calamity fell, one unknown to man. A calamity that mankind had never seen before, one that could not be withstood. On all the lands from east to west, a disruptive hand of terror was placed. The gods and their cities were helpless as men. An evil wind, a storm born in a distant plan, a great calamity wrought in its path, a death-dealing wind born in the west, its way to the east has made its course set by fate. A storm devouring a storm devouring as the deluge, by the wind, not by the water, a destroyer by poison air, not tidal waves overwhelming. By fate, not destiny, was it engendered. The great gods and their counsel, the great calamity had caused. By Enlil and Ninharsag it was permitted. I alone for a halt was beseeching. Day and night to accept what the heavens decree I argued, to no avail. Ninurta, Enlil's warrior's son, and Nergal, my very own son, poisoned weapons in the great plain and unleashed. Excuse me. That an evil wind shall follow the brilliance we knew not, they now cry in agony. That the death-dealing storm born in the west its course to the east shall make. Who could foretell the gods now bemoan? In the holy cities the gods stood disbelieving as the evil wind toward Sumer made its way. One after another the gods fled the cities, the temples abandoned to the wind. In my city, Eridu, as the poison cloud approached, I could do nothing to stop it. Escaped to the open steeple, to my people I gave instructions. With Ninki, my spouse, the city I abandoned. In his Nippur, place of the bound heaven earth, and Lil could do nothing to stop it. It says place of the bound heaven earth with bond heaven earth, B-O-N-D, and then heaven earth with a dash in between, so it's like heaven earth with a dash. In his city Nippur, place of the bond heaven earth, and Lil could do nothing to stop it. The evil wind against Nippur was on rushing. In his celestial boat, and Lil and his spouse hurriedly took off. In that's U-R, Sumer city of kingship, Nanner to his father, and Lil for help cried. In the place of the temples that to the heaven in 7 steps rises, Nannar, the hand of the fate refused to heed. My father who begot me, great God, Huda had granted kinship. Turn the evil wind away, Nannar pleaded. Great God who decrees the fates, let that's U-R, I guess it's a place called U-R, and his people be spared. Your praises to continue, Nannar appealed. And Lil answered his son Nannar, noble son, your wondrous city kinship was granted, eternal reign it was not granted. Take hold of your spouse Flee the city, even I who decree fate and destiny I cannot bend. Thus did Enlil, my brother, speak. Alas, alas, not a destiny it was, a calamity none greater since the deluge gods of earthlings has befallen. Alas, not a destiny it was. The great deluge was destined to happen. The great calamity of the death-dealing storm was not. By the breach of the vow, by our council decision it was caused, by weapons of terror was created. By decision, not destiny, were the poison weapons unleashed. By deliberation was a lot cast. Against Marduk, my firstborn, did those two sons destruction direct. Vengeance was in their hearts. Ascendancy is not Marduk to grasp. When Lil's firstborn shouted, with weapons I shall oppose him, Ninurta said, a people he raised an army. Excuse me. Babili was Earth's navel to declare. Nergal, Marduk's brother, so shouted. In the council of the great god, words of venom were spread. It says Babili as Earth's navel to declare. That sounds similar to the halls of Amenti, but I'm going to keep going here. Day and night I raised my opposing voice. Peace I counseled. It says one counsel, but it seems like it should say, peace I counsel, deploring haste. For the second time the people have raised his heavenly image. Why does opposing continue? I asked in pleading. Have all your instructions been checked? Did not the era of Marduk and the heavens arrive? I once more inquired. Ningizida, Ningishzida, Ningishzidda, my very son, other signs of heaven cited. His heart I knew, Marduk's injustice to him could not forgive. Nannar the Enlil, the earthborn, was unrelented too. Marduk my temple and North City his own abode made. So he said, Ishkar, Enlil's youngest, punishment demanded, the land to whore after him the people he made. He said, you two, son of Nannar, at Marduk's son Nabu, his wrath directed, the place of the celestial chariots he tried to seize. Anana, twin of Utu, or Utu, Utu, was furious of all. The punishment of Marduk for the killing of her beloved Dumuzi, she still demanded. Ninharsag, mother of gods of men, her gaze averted. Why is not Marduk here? She only said. Gibil, my own son, with gloom replied. Marduk has all entreaties put aside by the signs of the heavens. His supremacy he claims. Only with weapons will Marduk be stopped. Ninurta and Nil's firstborn shouted. About protecting the place of the celestial chariots was concerned. In Marduk's hands it must not fall, so he said. Nergal, lord of the lower domain, ferociously was demanding, let the olden weapons of terror for obliteration be used. At my own son I gazed in disbelief, for brother against brother the terror weapons have been forsworn. Instead of consent there was silence. In the silence Enlil opened his mouth. Punishment there shall be, like birds without wings, the evildoers shall be. Marduk and Nebuas of our heritage are depriving. Let them of the place of the celestial chariots be deprived. Excuse me. Let the place be scorched to oblivion, Ninurta shouted. The one who scorches, let me be. Excited, Nergal stood up and shouted, let the evildoer cities also be upheaval. The sinning cities let me obliterate. Let the annihilator my name therefore be. The earthlings by us created must not be harmed. The righteous with the sinners must not be perished, I forcefully said. Ninharsag, my creating helpmate, was consenting. The matters between the gods alone to settle, the people must not be harmed. Anu, from the celestial abode to the discussions, was giving much heed. Anu, who determines fate, from the celestial abode his voice made heard. Let the weapons of terror be used once. Let the place of the rocket ship be obliterated. Let the people be spared. Let Ninurta be scorched be. Let Nergal be annihilated. So Enlil decision announced to them the secret of the god. I shall reveal the hiding place of the terror weapons. To them I shall disclose. The two sons, one mine and one his, inner chamber. Enlil stumbled Nergal as he went by, to his gaze averted. Alas, I cried without words. Brother has turned against brother. Are the prior times faded? To repeat, a secret of the olden times. To them Enlil reveal the weapons of terror. To their hands entrusting, clad the terror with the brilliance they have unleashed. All who touch to the dust heap they turn. For brother against brother, the earth has forsworn, neither region